everyone, welcome to the next video from this page from Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford with Polychromos pencils. We have a very cute and delicious looking cupcake to do today. Now with the Polychromos we don't have a lot of pastel colours, which is how I would normally colour a cupcake, but we'll have a little think about how to do it. I think I'll start with I think that's a cherry. I'm going to start with that. I'm just looking at my colours. I'm going to do a mixture actually to get the right colour, the colour I want. I'm going to start with the magenta. It's not quite the right colour. I'm just going to put a layer of this down. For me it's a little bit too dark and a bit too, I don't know, it's not quite right. But I'm just going to put a bit down. So I've just put down a layer there. And then I am going to put down, I just put my hand over my mouth, red violet, which was not very useful for you trying to listen to me speaking. That's my next colour. Now with this one I'm going to make it a little bit darker on the edges, like that. Now where? I think this one might work. This is the middle purple pink. I'm trying to make it look like one of those black cherries. So we're going to have to go darker in a minute. How are we going to make it darker in the right sort of way? I'm going to try. I'm just going to try this. Don't copy me until you've seen it. It might all go horribly wrong. There's a train going by and I'm concentrating quietly. Oh, it's not bad. I'm going to go back to my magenta and just go over it now for a final layer and hope that it works, that it doesn't look like it's dirty and black. I'm going to put quite a heavy layer on top, or several layers on top. That's okay. The light is shining off it, I can't see, but I think it's okay. Yeah. Now, because we've got such a heavy colour, dark colour here, hopefully it'll make our icing look a little bit paler. I like it looking like it's sort of, you know, just got a little tiny bit of colouring in it. Now I'm going to use the light magenta to go very gently over all of the icing, not the cake bit, but all of the icing. And then I'm going to put a bit of a pattern in it. I need a really sharp pencil now. Excuse me. I think my sharpener's getting a bit full. Right, so what I'm going to do now is where there's the line here, I'm going to put a harder layer of pink. Same here. And hopefully it will sort of give the impression that our piping nozzle created a little bit of a texture into the icing as it was piped onto the cake. Some of them do that, don't they? They have a sort of star shape or something and it creates this pattern. And it just adds a little bit of interest to our cake. There we go. I don't know how well that shows up because we're using such a pale colour and such thin lines. Hopefully you can see. Now the cake itself, I'm going to use the brown ochre Now you don't want it too hard because cake, if you go too brown on your cake, it'll look burnt. So I'm going to really build up some very gentle layers until I feel that the cake looks just right. Make sure I fill in the gaps, there's no white, but it doesn't need to be really even if you think about the texture of a cake. I might just leave it there. Now our cake wrapper is quite unusual looking. I often just do them striped, but this isn't striped. The way that it's drawn, I would be tempted to... No, we can't do that. Let's go for it. Let's grab one of the colours we used for our cherry. Let's use the magenta and do the sort of line bit. This bit. I know what I meant. Like that. Normally I would do a striped cake case because that's the ones I buy look like that, but this one has got an interesting pattern on it. I'm trying to think what to do in those gaps. I'm not going to leave it plain. I'm going to colour it in. We might do it, I tempted to do it pale pink, but we've got we don't want to do it the same colour as the icing. The only reason I can get away with doing this the same colour is because we've got other colours mixed in there. I'm just going to sharpen my pencil and go back over that so it's a little bit more vibrant and goes to the edges. While I'm doing this, I'm also thinking about this background. Now, we've got what looks like little sparkles or dots around, which is nice. I'm going to do those first, I think, in a dark colour of some sort, and then do the background in a lighter colour. I can't think what now. There we go. Now I think I might actually use this, the middle purple pink, for the bits in between. I'm just going to block them in, not too hard, because I'd be really tempted to make them darker around the edge and lighter towards the middle, but the cake case wouldn't be textured, it would be flat, unless it had dips in here where this is. I'm sure everyone's seen a cake case, they know what they look like, not like this. The one thing you could do is put some say black, probably not black, darker colour just on the edges to make it look more rounded. I'm tempted to do that, but I think it's going to just end up making it look a bit dirty. So I think I'm just going to leave well alone. So let's think about this background. Now I was tempted to do it blue as if it's sky, but our next picture is a house and that's got sky in the background. That's how I'm going to do it anyway. And we've got sky the one below with our boat, our sunset boat thing. So let's do something a little bit different. I think rather than doing it pink, which I was really tempted to, we've got so much pink going on, we're going to do it in a purple. I think it goes quite well. So for our dots, I'm going to use a really dark purple. We're going to use the mauve. I'm going to just sharpen my mauve really sharp. Now you could use a gel pen for this if you've got a purple one. You could do it afterwards on top of your pencil, it'll be easier. But I'm going to try and do it first. Now if you're using a different brand of pencil that smudges, such as Prismas, I wouldn't do this first, I would do it last, because this colour will smudge. Because Polychromos don't smudge, then we'll be fine. We will take one little precaution, I'll show you in a minute, before we do our background. But I'll just finish the dots. What we'll do is we'll just brush it off, and then any little purple bits of crumbs that are there won't get smudged into the background. Yes, I'm being ultra fussy, and I'm going to use this violet because it's our palest sort of purpley tone. I'm going to do this background like I did for the first one, the key. I want it to sort of fade towards the middle because I think it just works with this particular design of picture. that, you know, if we fade our purple colour towards like that, so it's lighter. Now I'm going to go to the edge of the there. You could take it up to there if you want, but I think I'm going to use this as my border. And just do less layers towards the cake like that. We can potentially darken up the edge of the border a bit more after, by either by adding more layers or by using a darker colour pencil. We'll see how it goes as we go around our little cake. Goodness, it's only 20 to 9. It's really nice because husband's off work this week. I don't have to wait for him to leave for work before I can start recording. Normally I can't record until he leaves, which is after 9 o'clock. So it's so nice. I can just get on when I'm ready. And I still had a lie-in as well. Which always makes a change. Although I do on Mondays because he doesn't work on Mondays anymore. There isn't a lot of contrast, is there, between the edge and the centre at the moment. So we'll work on that as we go. I'm sort of just getting my first basic layer down. As I say, I might use a darker colour. I think that's what I did on the others. I just wanted to make sure it didn't go too dark near the middle. The weather's gone nice and cool again for a bit. I'm enjoying it. Put a warmer duvet back on the bed. Not a really warm one, but a bit warmer. I was really cold the other night, so when I changed the sheets yesterday, I put a warmer duvet on. It's nice to snuggle. I find it hard to understand why people don't enjoy snuggling and why they like it hot. Right, I'm going to grab the purple violet. It's slightly darker, and just do a layer all around the edge with it. And just sort of fade it out. I'm not going to take it too far out, but you can see it's a bit darker. It will just help us get that sort of gradient going. Yeah, I just love snuggling with cozy pyjamas, and I'm not wearing my winter pyjamas anymore, which is sad. You know, cozy pyjamas, cozy socks, blankets, and oh, it's lovely. Yeah, my friend was saying to me the other day how she was wishing ready for autumn already. But we're only at the beginning of summer. But still, I feel like summer to me, because I'm not a fan, feels like it lasts forever, and autumn, winter and spring are really short. I'm just going to sharpen my violet and then go back to it and do a little more. Here it is. I don't want to go too dark into the centre, so I'm just trying to just basically tidy up a bit and fade it out a little bit more. Now you see I'm colouring right over the top of those mauve dots. I thought it was easier to put the colour down first, because if I do too many layers at this point there won't be any tooth left in the paper to put the colour down. Oh, now yesterday I said, oh, if you're using white, I would do this, this and this. Same again today with that little teardrop on the cake there. You might want to go over that with a white and take those black lines out around it, but I'm not going to do that. There we go. Now I've got a little white halo around our cake, which is what I wanted to achieve. So I think I am happy with that. Just looking at this, not very happy with that. I'm going to take actually the light magenta, just go all the way over this, because I want to burnish it down a bit, this bit, but I don't want to make it hugely darker. You could use a burnishing pencil for this, but you might not have one. I do, but I haven't used it, so there's that. Now the cake itself looks a little bit plain. What I sometimes like to do with cake, which I'm just going to show you, it's a raw umber I've got, just sharpening it, really sharp. So raw umber, and I'm just going to put some little dots on the cake like this, to look like the sort of little air bubbles and things you get in a sponge cake. It's a tiny, tiny detail which you may not even be able to see, but I just wanted to do it to finish it off. So that is my cupcake. So thank you for watching today. Please do like, subscribe and comment if you can. I really appreciate it. Take a look in my description to find out where all my social media links are, and you can follow me there if you want to. But for now, I hope you have a really super day. Thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.